Travel with Dave. I'm going to talk a little bit about meeting people. Um, Here in Cebu, many times, even in Colombia, I would ask people, "Hey, would you like to go for a motorcycle ride?" The guys never want to go because they think hanging around with the guy is against their pursuit of finding a woman. But they don't understand how wrong they are. You're better off meeting women when you're with another guy. It's not because you need a wingman. That's America stuff. It's because when you're by yourself, you're sitting there. But when you're with another person, you're like, hey, did you see the game last night? And you're having a nice conversation. And in the Philippines, people are so dull and boring that when they see you smiling and laughing, it really attracts them. And I always caught women staring at me in the United States when I was with my friends, and especially if I was with a woman. But usually they'd be staring at the woman I was with. In the U.S., American women stare at other women because they look at women that are very beautifully dressed. There were women who were some of the most beautiful women I'd ever met, and I'd have to walk with them through a shopping mall or something like that. And I was shocked at how often women would stare at the woman that I'm walking with because she was so beautiful. They don't care about me, I tell you that much. And there was a woman in Ithaca, I don't remember her name. She got angry because nobody was looking at her. She asked me to walk with her a couple times, and I was like, that guy's staring at you. There weren't. I told her, there's nobody on the street. I said, don't worry, someone's gonna stare at you. But she was a type of woman where she was neurotic about. She wanted people to stare at her, and you would see, all the guys going like this. And I watch the other motorcycle riders in front of me. If there's a beautiful woman, they stare, they look. Um, Forgot what the video was about. It's got to be something to do with being in some. Okay, you want to hang out with other guys. When I was in Colombia, I went on lots of dates. Most of the time, the women just sit there. What do you like to do on your weekend? Anything. Where have you been to travel? Anywhere. What's your intelligence level? Anyhow, they just won't talk. When I did double dates, oh, the other thing they do is, are you married? No. Do you have a wife? No. Did you ever have a wife? No. Are you divorced? No. Are you separated? No. Do you live with your wife? No. Do you have a wife back home? No. Do you have a wife here? No. Do you have a wife back home and a girlfriend here? No. Do you have a wife here and a girlfriend back home? No. Do you have a girlfriend? No. Do you live with your girlfriend? No. Do you have 5 girlfriends? No. Do you have a girlfriend and a secret girlfriend? No. And they would just ask over and over and over again, and then they would say, do you have kids? And I would say no, and then they would say, why? Do you hate kids? And then 5 minutes later, they say, do you have a wife? And I'm like, people are crazy. And that's why I'm single. They were all like that. They were all absolutely crazy. So when I would double date, because sometimes you walk down the street, you got a date with you, and you see a guy so you walk in and say, hey, how you doing? He's with his date. Everybody goes out at dinner time. At Parque was the name of the place in Medellin, Colombia. And I guess we all went to the same restaurants. When I double dated, the same thing happened every time. The girl that went out with me was a complete loser who can't have a conversation. The guy got a hot chick who didn't like the guy because all he does is talk about boobs. And then the girl his date would want to date me. And the guys were always saying the same thing. Oh, you should date my girl. She obviously likes you. She doesn't like me. And I would love to tell them it's because you talk about going on dates with other women and about their boob sizes. You're on a date with somebody. When you're on a date with somebody, you don't say, oh, by the way, I am going to go see another girl tonight. You don't say things like that. And the girls date lots of guys too. It's not like 5-on-1 type of thing. It's 1-to-1. Met a woman and I asked her, She said 5 guys she went on dates with in one day. I was like, and they would not. They told me she didn't want to meet me. Um, that's one thing the dating services will do. They'll tell you the woman doesn't want to meet you because I was a young one. All the guys were 70 years old. I was 38 at the time. And they would tell me, oh, she doesn't want to meet you. She doesn't want to meet you. But when I see them, they say, yeah, I want to go on a date, right? Actually, I kind of remember that the beautiful women never wanted to meet me in Colombia. I had to go for the losers. When I say loser, I mean incapable of having a conversation. So double dating worked out really well for me. And when I lived in New York City, going out with my friends who were guys, usually at lunchtime, if you're near a women's college, there would be lots of women at the cafe. I would catch them staring at me because I happen to be very energetic and not crazy energetic. I know I do go overboard, but I'm a pretty happy guy. I happen to be a decent person also, which unfortunately no woman believes that a man can be a decent person, but it's true. I don't date perverted women. As soon as they say something perverted, I'm done. And I know that you're going to see perverted things. You're going to hear perverted things. I didn't make the internet and I didn't make television and movies. And you don't know what it's like until after you look at it. And it's all like that. You just can't avoid it, So, I lived in Lapu-Lapu, and one day I was sitting next to the church. Maybe I had a date, I don't remember. So many beautiful women came out. They were all dressed so nice. Women go to church in large numbers. When I ride my motorcycle on Sunday, all I see is women coming out of the church. They don't walk home. They have to take a motorcycle ride home or the tricycle, which is a motorcycle with a sidecar. And you just see women with their moms. You'd see like a mom with 3 kids that are girls and never see any men, no husbands, nothing. When I did dates where I invited a bunch of guys, invited a bunch of women, I think the guys were usually pretty quiet. They didn't talk much. I think the women gave me more attention because I'm the type of person when no one's saying anything, I will say something. Very talkative. Not so much anymore. But when I was younger, I was very talkative. Until I realized that no amount of talking will get a woman to love you because I'm not 6 foot tall. I'm 5'6". You cannot win in a Western nation. Like I said, I've tried many times. So another thing is, in BOGO, the men and the women don't sit at the same table. The men sit at one table, women sit at another table. My friends in Cebu, the men sit with their wives next to them at the table. In BOGO, the wives all sit at another table. The men are always talking. The women are always mostly silent. They don't say anything. Every time I look over there, they're just like... They're very grumpy people. So I'm going to tell you a little tidbit. People are always going to say, oh, you don't know how to talk to women. You don't know how to meet women. I can meet any woman I want. I can talk to anybody. All the guys I know here, if I know 40 or 50 guys and their wives, I wouldn't date almost any of them. 95% of them I would not go out on a date with or marry because they're brain dead people. They can't have a conversation. They don't talk. They're just there. And when I hear the guys talking to them, it's always, you didn't pay the water bill. Our water is going to get shut off. And the women are like, don't care. And it's like, they're always talking about the women not paying bills. It's like the number one thing I hear the men talking to their wives about. The women here are very lazy. Okay, so time's up. Double date, wise idea. Outside of the U.S.